The Baltimore Ravens get geared up to take on the Chicago Bears on Sunday. What's their mental state as players are getting more healthy? What are they capable of doing for the remainder of the season? We discuss next. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Bald Perspective. Let's talk. As the Baltimore Ravens are getting geared up to take on the Chicago Bears on Sunday, what is their mental state? Are they really ready to go? Are they really ready to get back on the field and play winning football? Well, that's going to be played out on Sunday. But you have to ask, are they really ready? You see, if you remember back about 2 weeks ago, there was some commentary, some conversation, and some reporting that came out about the Baltimore Ravens needing a mental break. There was many reports about players second guessing themselves and overthinking it, and they just needed to relax. They just needed to step away from the game, and that the bye week came at a great time. Over the bye week, we also heard that Todd Monken was having some mental lapses, especially when it came to play calling situationally. And I remember telling you guys at least 3 times over the last year, and we can even go back to the AFC Championship loss, that this team's problem is not physical, but it's mental. And I'm not 100% sure if they've overcame those hurdles. You see, and what lets us know this is that earlier this week, we had that controversial report that came out about who snatched the entertainment out of the Baltimore Ravens locker room. Now, why wasn't that settled, and why wasn't that report already out and dealt with prior to getting ready to get back on the field and get your minds together for a Week 8 game? So I'm not 100% sure. But things are leaking out of Baltimore more now than we've ever seen it in its history. We're hearing a little more descriptive injury report on players. We've seen that this year, from Tavius Robinson to Emory Jones to Madubuike. We've heard John Harbaugh get a little bit obnoxious when he's talking about the play calling that's coming from his staff. And then we are also seeing the continual indecision when it comes to not roster moves necessarily, but lineups. And so it's almost appearing that the Baltimore Ravens don't really have it together. I think this season has started so bad. We're so below expectation that everybody's suffering. Because I wondered, and I'm sure you wondered, and I'm sure you were frustrated because I was frustrated as a fan. Why the Baltimore Ravens didn't make a move of any significance? Not in practice squad signings and not who went to IR, but a trade of sorts to improve areas that needed to improve during the bye week, where a player could be brought in and began to practice and get acquainted with his teammates and get acclimated to the scheme. Take 6. And get acclimated to the scheme. But all we saw was some minor, insignificant moves that just moved pieces from IR to the 53-man, moved pieces around on the practice squad. Yes, the Baltimore Ravens signed Carl Lawson, but look how long it took. We didn't need Lawson at the beginning of the bye week, where he could have got into Baltimore and got ready to go. We didn't need him then. We didn't know that Tavius Robinson was injured and out for at least 8 weeks then. We didn't remember that we had traded Odafe Owe the week before. We didn't know that then. It just seems like the mental capacity around the Baltimore Ravens organization has been broken. And I don't think a Lamar Jackson return Sunday or Thursday, whichever game he plays, or maybe he plays neither. I don't think that fixes it. This whole organization is fractured. And in truth, they don't have any answers to fix this. They have the hope that Lamar Jackson comes back and duct tapes and super glues and rubber cement this offense, make up for the lack of offensive line improvement or change, and hope that the defense can carry over a decent, solid performance from week 6 into week 8. But the question is, for a mentally broken team, can they pull all of those pieces together and make something shake on Sunday? I believe that there's some hope, but I think hope is fading. Because if the Baltimore Ravens fumble the ball on Sunday, literally or figuratively, think of the turmoil that comes out of week 8. You see, this is what we do here. We have conversation. And this is the conversation I wanted to have with you guys. Something to really think about. I think the Baltimore Ravens could win this game on Sunday. In fact, my preference would be to start Tyler Huntley instead of Lamar Jackson. I don't think the guy's ready. I think he also feels the pressure to get back on the field and save this team. But he can't save it alone. He wasn't saving it before he went out with injury. And nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Lost 2 edge rushers. That's changed. Offensive line sounds like it's going to be the same. That hasn't changed. Patrick Carr's back. I guess he'll help save the day. At least that's the sentiment. And so I think that the Baltimore Ravens can win this game. I think they ought to push Tyler Huntley out there. I think that he has 60% of the skill set. And what I mean by that, 60% of the skill set of a Lamar Jackson. He's not as fast. He's not as elusive. But what I mean is he can do some similar things. And I think that they could win this game if they power the run game. I think it needs to be all hands on deck in the run game. Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, and Tyler Huntley. I do not think Lamar Jackson should go back out there, at least on Sunday, because he's not 100%. But if they make that kind of decision to let him play on Sunday, whether it's his call or not, that lets you know how down they are mentally to put the franchise at risk. You guys let me know what you think. I'm Miguel Boulanger, and until next time, I'm out.